Here's the Mini. Well, as you can see, we've done a little bit of a buffing to the front of the Mini. Jimmy's cut the paint back and it's not actually too bad. I don't know if you can see there. It's a nice shine to it. This is just with G3 compound from Walkaround and a buffing mop. So it's not looking too bad. Again, it's not been polished yet or waxed. We've literally just given it a buff. So yeah, it's not looking too bad. While Jimmy's bike's off the road, we've got some time, so he's gone out the back now. Let's see what we're doing to the doors at the back. Right, well here we are out in the garden. We're using the old 415 chemicals for preparing the areas. As I say, you can probably see there that the doors at the bottom, we don't really want to re-skim them. There's a lot of rust there. They're all like that. I mean, we just want to make this into a budget repair, but to make sure that it's obviously well protected. And as you can see there, we've ground all that out, all the loose rust is gone. And what we've done is treat this with what you got, a marine clean product here from 415. What that does, it basically degreases. You just paint that on with a paintbrush basically, and then you wash it off with water. Then we got the heat gun to dry all the area off. And then you get this next one, which is prep and ready. And this basically is a rust remover, neutralizer, whatever you want to call it. So you basically paint that on, and what that does, it converts all the existing rust there. It chemically treats it, so it neutralizes it all basically. So as you can see, we've actually done that now. We've got to wait 30 minutes before we do the final stage, which is put the actual 415 paint on, which creates like a ceramic hard paint finish for no rust to penetrate it or nothing to penetrate it, and then you can basically fill over the top of it and paint it and whatever, knowing that you've actually treated under that paint. So that's what we're doing now. There's the other door, which you can probably remember is now all in primer. That's the one that had the holes in the corner, and that door here, believe it or not, was a lot worse than the door out there. So I'm sure you can see that's come through very well now, and that's been done like for a couple of months now. So, and there's not even no sign of any reoccurrence of the bubbling or whatever. As you know, there's the poor old bike there. Look at it all in pieces again. So yeah, I mean, the workshop's in a bit of a mess at the moment. We've got about 3 things going on at once here. I'm obviously waiting for parts for this to come the bike, as you can see there. So we're starting work on this, the Mini, as you can see, just getting this other door, going to get that all sorted out into the primer. And as you can see, what a horrible colour this Mini was. This sort of orangey effect, and the actual effect on the doors, the other side, is a real poor quality paint where it was all orange peel. It looked like it'd been hand painted. And what I'd actually planned to do, we've actually got some more lawnmowers, as I say. I plan to start the lawnmowers as well. As you can see, they're getting more and more here now. There we go, look at all them, look, absolutely mountain of lawnmowers. And I've actually got my other son now involved, and he's bought his first 3 lawnmowers. As you can see, there they are there. He's got these very cheap, and I'm going to be showing him how to restore this. That's what they're doing around here. So that's on the go as well. And what I've actually got as well, as you know, is the Piaggio Vespa. I've actually bought the paint for this now. I was actually going to start this yesterday when I stripped Jimmy's bike, the other bike, down. So this is now have to go on hold again now, but I've actually got the paint for that. I'm just going to show you again. This is a there's a colour black. It's like a solid black basically. There's a code there, 9005. It's a Leyland, half a litre of Leyland Hydrofan, which is the water-based base coat they have when it's got 20% thinners in it. So as you can see, this is a mixed colour. They're just basically telling you that make sure it's right. But that's what I buy. I think I paid £25 for that. So plus VAT, obviously you've got to pay the value-added tax on top of that. But that's the paint. I'm hoping I'm going to have enough to do that the bike in there, and as I say, what I'm looking at is to I'm going to try and produce this as a like the old mod type scooter, where the main body is going to be black, and I'm toying with the idea of here around that curve just having these white, so the rest of the scooter will be black with just them white there, and there'll be a checkered, like a two-tone label, checkered decal along there with maybe a few more motifs on it or whatever. So that's what we got planned for that. So we've got 2 more hoses there, so hopefully now we'll have enough hose to get us out the front. Right, so what did you actually do to polish these, Jimmy?
Rubbed it down.
What did you rub it in? 1500, and what, you got it all flat?
Wet and dry, matted.
Right, with wet, soapy water, until the surface was what?
Matte.
Right, and then what did you do?
Clean it, wash it down with warm soap water, and then put some G3 on the buffing wheel.
And give it a good buff. Right, so let's just pull that roof back. Let's have a look at that roof. Because we're hoping to possibly paint this if the weather's okay the weekend. So how much preparation have we got to do here? Let's have a look. But as I say, virtually, I think have you gone around the whole car now with the buffer or not? So what have we got here? Basically just flat. Hey? Yeah, but what's got to be done? This is basically just sandpaper it down, isn't it? Yeah. It's all primed. So this is basically a sand down, a clean and a sand down. We'll have to mask all around, obviously, and spray inside the groove there. So if we use that as a tape line, that red line, because that's the red the body work, this is going to have a trim on it anyway, as you know. But if we tape around that edge there, that means every bit on the inside will be sprayed, wouldn't it? So that's what we've got to do. So we've got to spray, prepare it with an 800 paper, tape it all up, and hopefully we'll have enough to do this roof with a couple of coats. I would imagine 2 coats of solid black would probably be enough, and the rest hopefully we'll have for spraying the Piaggio Vespa. So that's what we've hopefully got in line there. So going around it, you've buffed all this up as well, haven't you? That's all been buffed again. The back's all, well, everything's been buffed, I think. Oh, what you've needed to do. Any more to touch up? There's a bit down there you still got to do, isn't there? See, that's what it looks like when it's unbuffed. He sanded that flat, so you've got a nice matte finish there. And when you buff it, as you can see where the difference between where he's buffed it there, basically. So, I mean, all this is, don't forget, it's going to have to be polished as well. So, it's still in the preparation stage, but we're basically moving on with this now, to say, until we can suss out what he's going to do with getting the Piaggio on the road. Someone did suggest getting another engine for it. We've looked down that road, but we're in the same sort of situation that, I mean, realistically, looking at that crank, we could probably get away with using the crank again and basically replacing the top end for the Gilera moped, and also the main bearings. The main bearings are about £25, so we could get away with just using the main bearings and replacing the top end. So that will save about £75 for the crank. So it depends yet, we haven't quite decided yet. But yeah, this is the Mini, this is what we're dealing with this at the moment. And when we get a bit more progression, we'll show you how we're getting on with this. But keep tuned to the other projects we've got on the go. As I say, we're due to start the Piaggio Vespa very shortly. And keep watching. Thanks very much indeed.